So as we continue around the actual boating lake itself, I just want to make a point that it is a place, Southport, that has been visited by the royals on numerous occasions. The late Queen Elizabeth II and her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh.
Don't want to miss
this.
Hi everybody, once again welcome to one of my vlogs. It's been a while, I've been extremely busy, but today I am here and I'm going to take you on a walk around Southport. Southport, for those of you who do not know about it, is a beautiful seaside resort here in the UK. Today it's not the best of days in relation to the actual weather. I am wrapped up with 2 layers on. I do apologise about the wind disturbance. It will inevitably play its part today in the quality of what you can hear audio wise. So again, I do apologise about that. The wind is bashing me from the side. The sea's unusually in. It's right in front of me, right at the side of the pier. And by the way, I did a vlog a couple of years back about the history of the actual pier here in Southport, including the legendary horse, Red Rum. Check that out. But again, I'm going to take you, as I say, for a little walk around Southport today. And once again, I do apologise about the potential impact the sound quality will have because of the wind. Okay, so we're going to go for a walk, as I say, down the beachfront. Plenty of people out walking here in Southport today. Look at the black clouds at the back of me. It's a pretty miserable day weather-wise, but what I would say is it's extremely fresh. Lots of people out enjoying a nice walk with the families who are off for the half term. JT's gone back to school this morning and I'm off this week, so I'm going to try and bring you some vlogs throughout the week. And by the way, there's going to be plenty of vlogs coming your way, both here in the UK and plenty to keep an eye out abroad. Okay, so I'm well into my walk now down the beach front. I've left the pier right at the back of me, as you probably can just make out. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second, and right at the side of Southport Boating Lake, which is a popular boating lake. It's an actual members club. Plenty of different water sports go on here during the actual year. I'm just taking my time here because there's plenty of cars coming down the main road. I'm just trying to make my way through safely. Okay, so you've got the boating lake here, which again is a really popular with dog walkers, you can see in front of me. Lots of people walking the dogs. Really popular place if you want to come and bring your dogs for a walk. So as we continue around the actual boating lake itself, I just want to make a point that it is a place, Southport, that has been visited by the royals on numerous occasions. The late Queen Elizabeth II and her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh.
Great occasion for Southport. The first visit by a reigning monarch for 42 years. Along Lord Street comes the royal car at last, watched by a large part of Southport's population. Couple emerge on the balcony to the delight of the children.
I'll take you around, by the way, to the place where the people of Southport greeted Her Royal Highness and her late husband as well when they did visit here, and I'll show you exactly the spot where she stood as I make my way around the actual boating lake. I'm just trying to watch where I walk. There are plenty of birds here, swans, and let's just say there are things on the floor that I'm trying to avoid as I navigate myself and my way around this actual boating lake. I'm going to go up the steps now. My nose is running, the wind is battering me from the side. So again, I do apologise. I know I keep saying it if the sound is not what it should be, but it is again a very windy day here in Southport. Just take a look at these buildings, by the way, in front of me. Absolutely glorious. There is a real need for investment here in Southport to bring these properties, should we say, back up to the condition that they once were in. There has been plenty of investment going on, but again, if you drive through the actual town itself, you can clearly see there is still a need for financial investment in relation to trying to bring the properties again back up to the glorious conditions that they once were in many years ago. I'll turn the camera around, that's enough of looking at me, and I'll show you the front. So again, you can see the loop that we have just taken all the way around this glorious boating lake. You can see the club over the far side where we started off with all the boats. We're making our way up, by the way, for those of you who are aware of what the town is like, to the Silcox Funland, just across from the bridge. It's got the carousel at the front with the horses. Okay, back on me for a little minute as we walk past Southport Theatre Convention Centre on the right hand side. I've crossed over the road now. This gives you a bit more of a better view from this angle rather than being a little bit too close up. I will cross back over and I'm going to show you the outside of Silcox Funland and the carousel, the horses at the front, which a lot of you will be familiar with as a wind again keeps peppering me in the face, front on. Okay, so here we've got the carousel. It dates back to 1901, so that makes it 122 years old. It still has many of its original features, but of course over the years some of them have been replaced, and it's up actually for the Liverpool Region Hidden Gem Awards. And from what I'm led to believe, all of the carriages and the horses are named after somebody who is a part of the Silcox family and friends. So just across the road from Silcox Funland, you've got the huge statue of Queen Victoria. Statue with the birds flying over the top. But again, it's sad to see that people are having to actually chalk in. Looks like purple chalk. The actual date and the Victoria sign itself is faded. I'm going to make my way down to Queen Elizabeth II and her late husband. The Duke of Edinburgh. Were greeted by the people of Southport in 1955. So I'm just walking past a number of fish and chip shops at the back of me here. The smell is enticing me in, but I'm on a diet at the moment. I've been struggling to get to grips with my weight for some time now, and this year is the time I make the change. So I'm watching my calorie intake as I walk past all of the candy floss, ice cream, fish and chip shops, etc. As tempting as they are, I'll keep my head forward. I'm going to turn the camera in a second to show you Lord Street and everything that Lord Street has on offer here in Southport. Look upward, standing, mute, salute. And over the far side, tell Britain ye who mark this monument. And obviously on certain dates throughout the year, when people are to remember the fallen, these are the places where they will come here in this particular town of Southport to obviously remember our soldiers of the past. Faithful to her, we fell and rest content. And you can see here the poppy and all the regiments there with all of the soldiers' names. Engraved on the actual stone itself. So I'm walking up now to the place where, as I've said a number of times now on the way around to it, it's where Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth II, and her husband, the late Duke of Edinburgh, were welcomed by the people of Southport. Again, back in 1955. Here it is. And once again, I will put you some video on to show you the Queen when she did visit here. On that particular occasion. Hopefully we'll just give you an idea, if you've never been here before, where it is. And there they actually stood on the balcony above the entrance when they visited, and all of the people of Southport stood here. I've actually just spoken to a gentleman who's in charge of the building itself, and he was just saying that there are no actual signs or photos or a plaque at the front of the actual building, but it was where the actual Queen Elizabeth II and her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, did actually come and visit, and again where the actual town welcomed her. On top of the balcony here she stood, waving at them all, and obviously they were waving back in return. She was at the town hall as well, he was just telling me, which I am aware of. But as he said, there are a few pictures on the inside of the building, but there's nothing really to relay the information to people who are potential tourists or interested in the actual history of the actual town itself. So that's a little bit sad in my opinion. I think it's something that they could look at to try and put a little bit of investment in place, which will hopefully attract more people to this particular town. My point of view, what's your point of view on it? Drop me a message down below. So there is a town hall at the side of it, and again this is the building and the balcony at the top where they stood. Okay, so that's me done for my walk here in Southport today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's only a short walk. Again, it's a place that I come quite regular. Just wanted to take you with me this morning, just to show you around Southport itself if you've never been here before. So the next one, take care for now.